All right. Welcome back to the program. You're watching Safia Breakfast Show. We're just having a conversation behind the scenes, and yes, we're back to discuss something that we started last week, and this is our security segment. And in case you missed it last week, we did talk about kidnapping in the country, and we're still going to talk about that. Kidnapping for ransom has become Nigeria's latest and most prominent security problem, largely because it's not something that only Boko Haram or Niger Delta militants are pretty much known for doing, but because a lot of industry players, or rather a lot of actors, are now taking part in this one. Kidnapping has led to the loss of tens and thousands of lives and has cost a lot of people huge sums of money over the past couple of years, and in recent months it is the new wave in town. Many of the victims of these crimes have been killed in the course of the abduction, custody, or even release. Many more have been injured. This is in addition to huge sums of money lost to ransom or people who kidnap for ransom. For the victims and their families as well as friends, the consequences are even much more frightful. So join us to discuss further the phenomenon of kidnapping, and perhaps also continue our conversations about tips to take note of and what to do during and after a kidnapping experience. Dr. Lionel Rawlins, Assistant Vice President, Security and Safety Matters at the American University of Nigeria, AUN Yola, is here to continue from where we stopped last week. Doc, good to see you once again. It is another Monday and you're back here.
And Madakinya to you and to you.
I heard him say that to the people in the control room. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
I was trying to give you a hint, a tip,
okay.
So you'll know how to respond.
She was expecting it, and she rightfully responded.
Absolutely.
I'm good at that. I'm a bilingual person.
You are.
Yeah.
You know, Aaron and I went to school in Hong.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a little
that was
further
when my
ahead.
granddad left for movie.
Yes,
and you
that's
right.
With him. I was his prefect.
Okay. Can we get back to reality and actually talk about non-fiction? Okay. Doc, this is a new phenomenon. This is a new wave. You pretty much, they say everyone is a potential kidnapper now in Nigeria. Their profile is quite diverse and quite homogeneous, in the sense that it is not necessarily the bad guys that are, exclusively known for kidnapping right now. People can pretty much organize themselves and carry out that act. And we've seen kidnappers ask for hundreds of millions of naira. We've seen kidnappers ask for as little as 5,000 naira, whatever the case may be. Recently, just this morning, we were talking about what was on the headlines, and it was reported in the news that a person was sent to deliver ransom money, and then he was kidnapped in the process. We're talking about what people should know about how kidnappers operate and how they can stay safe during a kidnapping or even after they've been kidnapped. So if we can just recap some of the tips about what people should know about the environment and how they should react if at all someone is attempting to kidnap them. Recap that, and then we can build on it.
Good. Last week's segment, for all the years I've been here, last week the segment, it seemed as if it garnered a lot of attention, because it's the first time so many people contacted me. I didn't even know they had my number to discuss and ask questions. So it seems as if kidnapping is on the mind of the people, and everybody should be afraid and should be, at least, if not for you, for your children, because they may kidnap your children or your family, and then you have to give money. So it is a very interesting topic at this time. And to come back to your question, the first thing is, let's begin this way. Do not allow yourself to get kidnapped. The first thing, do not get into that car. If somebody comes, I know it's hard, it's not in your culture and it's not in your way of thinking, but if a man puts a gun to your head and he says, get into the car, we're taking you away, run, scream, shout, draw attention, make noise, do something, and so that he doesn't get to do what he wants to do. If he comes to your house, do not open your door. Let him shoot, break down the door, take your pots and pans and bang him together. Make noise, because sooner or later they will run away, because they feel people are going to come.
Okay, that's one scenario. What about another scenario where they come to your house? Because sometimes we hear people have been abducted right in their living rooms. What do you do in that situation?
So how did they get into your house? You probably left the window or door open, or you opened it for them. Do not open the door to anyone who come to your house in the middle of the night and you don't know him. Even if it's your brother, because it could be a trick. They will capture a friend, a family, a neighbor, or your brother, and have him come to your house and ask you to open it. And you will open it because it's your brother, it's your friend, it's your neighbor. It's all a trick. But they don't want your brother nor your friend. It's you who they want. And that's how they will catch you. If you start making, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, start making noise, turn on your radio, turn it on as loud, grab your pots and pans, your frying pans and bang them, scream, shout. 2 o'clock in the morning is a lot of noise, they will run away.
Right. Now, on the other side, we've seen people reacting in this manner, the shouting, the running away, and any reaction that will maybe scare them away. But the society in which we're living in today, we have this notion of the fear of the unknown. You do things like that, the whole lot of people in that community run away either, instead of saving you from that situation. So what do we do?
I've heard that too. People have said that to me. Look, this is Nigeria. If somebody's screaming in the middle of the night, we don't do anything. We mind our own business. Everyone has got to change that culture and that mindset. If your neighbors are in there shouting and screaming, somebody needs to go. I know everybody says, well, when you do, somebody will shoot you. Well, you know, you have to take a chance. Then all the able-bodied men must come together. Maybe the community in the compound where you live, let's get together and plan something. If this happens, this is what we will do. If a neighbor happened to scream, this is what we will do. So do that. So first thing, do not get into that car. Women, if a man stops you in a car and he asks for directions, do not walk over to the car to give him directions. Stay away, go on the other side of the road and talk to him. Give him directions. Or tell him you don't know. Let him ask a man, not you. It's that simple. So, that's the first thing. However, here's the other part. If you were being kidnapped, what should you do? And this is the most important part of it, because you're now abducted. What do you do when you get abducted? You cooperate and follow orders like you're in the military. Everything they tell you to do, you do, because you have no choice. That is why I was saying to you, do not get into that car. Whatever you do not go into that vehicle. But once you're in, then you become theirs. What do? They cover your head, they cover your mouth, they cover your eyes. You can't see, you can't do anything. Do not do anything but cooperate. Yes, sir, no, sir.
But what if you did the first thing and it didn't work and then they capture you? Doesn't that then antagonize your kidnappers? Don't they feel some type of way because you didn't cooperate in the first place and then they could harm you afterwards?
No, they'll get angry because let's say you put up a fight and you hit one of them in the eye. He's going to be angered and he's going to, but what you will always know is they won't kill you. You are worth too much to them. That is why they came to kidnap you. You have money. There is something that told them that you have money or access to money, or your family does. So he's coming to take you away so he can get some of that money. You're important, so he's not going to kill you. So everyone listening, remember, kidnappers are not there to kill you. They want your money. So don't be afraid. The chances are 90% of the time you will come back alive.
But on the flip side, we've seen kidnappers also kill victims in captivity. So what could be responsible for this? Because yesterday I lost an uncle to the same situation. After the ransom, he was still killed. So how do we begin to...
Well, that's unusual. Once the ransom is paid, they don't kill you. They let you go. Because they may even kidnap you again, or kidnap another member of your family. Something went wrong. That was unusual. Something went wrong. And it could be, we don't know what it is. It could be one of many things. But whatever it is you do, when they have you in captivity, cooperate. And the next thing you do is just don't cry and beg Don't drop on your knees and pray. Don't do any of that. Maintain your dignity. When you start doing that, they're looking down on
You
you.
sound as if it's this very easy.
Well, you have to mentally prepare yourself for that. Once you get captured, just sit down when they put you on the car. Just sit down and put yourself mentally in another zone. Yeah, that's why we're giving you these tips for you to know what to do. It's not that difficult, but if you remember these things, do not cry. If you cry, you don't look. They don't see you as human. They see you as a goat out there crying, begging, without a leader. Maintain your dignity. Stand proudly. Don't be too cocky where you think you're better than them, but show them that I'm dignified. Even in a bad situation, I will maintain my honor and my dignity. It is scary. It is scary for them. It is scary for you, but you will look dignified and they will treat you in such a manner. Always try to make yourself look human and not as like a cow.
So no matter how they
Remember,
scare
don't
you,
you
no
weak?
matter the threats and things like that, do not lose your self-esteem. Do not lose your integrity.
Exactly.
And cower to the threats and things like that.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Maintain it, because then you look human to them. You have to humanize yourself.
Does it matter to them? Do you think that they recognize all of these things because they're the bad guys? Does it matter to them?
Yeah,
How-
they're humans just like us. One of the things you do when you're there, you look for the leader. You try to find out who is the leader, who's calling the shots, and you try to befriend him or someone close to him or one of the shot callers, one of the big boys. You paying attention. You might be there for a day, you might be there for a week, you could be there for months. But what you want to do is pay attention. You know, this is the man who's calling the shots. Try to befriend him.
But don't you think these are some of the reasons why the victims are shot? Because most times they become too friendly that they remove the mask on their face. They want to be friendly with you. They want to talk with you. They want to tell you reasons why they indulge in some of this activity. And at the end of the day, because you've known too much about them, they feel they can't risk it.
No, they won't. No, they will never take the mask off their face.
Some do.
Well, if they do, then they don't care. It means that they're just young boys who are just out there working in a man's world. But what you said is very important too. They will tell you reasons why they're doing it. Oh, the government doesn't give us any job. I went to school. I have a degree in education. I have a degree in economics and accounting, and there's no work for us. So that's why we do it. If those conversations come up, agree with them. Talk to them, yes.
Sympathize with them.
Sympathize with them. Don't get too deeply involved in it, though, but then this Stockholm syndrome kicks in.
Right.
You don't want, so that is why you always have to be mentally alert. If you get too close and agreeing with them too much, the Stockholm syndrome steps in, and then you end up being a part of them, and you wouldn't even know. So if they tell you stuff like, my family needs this money, I can't get a job, I went to school, my father took out loans to put me through school, I can't get a job, sympathize with him and tell him you've been through that. Your sister's been through that, or brother's been through that. Sympathize.
Right, okay. What was your advice on people who try to escape from captivity? What's your take on this one?
Not a good question.
Right.
Do not try to escape unless you know for a fact that you can escape. Otherwise, now that's how you get killed. Because then they will kill you. Because they don't know, like you said, they might have seen your face. Now they know where you live or where their hideout is. They will definitely kill you. If, however, you got an opportunity to escape, seize it and do it. But you must be very sure that I'm going to do it and get away with it. And when I said to you, befriend the leader, you also befriend a weak person in the group. You're just talking with them, and he's a weakness. He's not as bad as all the others.
You feel it. You understand the part.
Yeah, and you can figure it out. Oh, But he could leave a door or a window open for you, unbeknownst to everybody else, because you reached out to him and you made that connection, that human connection. So now it feels as if, man, I better help this lady, or I better help this man. Another question you should ask, let's say it's a woman and the guy, they want to rape you. What would you do? You can't do anything. He will rape you, or they will rape you. They even have rules amongst themselves. For example, if one guy in a group of 8 has HIV and they're going to rape you, they'll have him go last. If they believe that they're going to hold you for a couple of days, a week or 2, he will not rape you because he has HIV and he's going to pass it on to you, and you will pass it on to the rest. They have, even amongst themselves, they said there is no honor among thieves, but they do have a little bit of honor. So if they're going to rape you because you're female, let them do it. But through it all, maintain your dignity. And this is coming from women who have been kidnapped and raped. Stay there, don't say anything, just don't cry, don't beg, don't pretend that you're enjoying it, don't do anything. Just lay there like a log.
So in all of this...
Or perhaps lie that you're the one with the HIV. And then they would be hesitant.
They'll put a rubber on, they'll put a condom, so it would make
but at least you're protected.
Yeah, well...
Some of them don't care either.
And then they will just turn you over to the guy who has HIV. They will say, oh, she has HIV, let's give her to this guy. He has HIV, you have your way with her. So, and another thing, don't ever lie to them. Because before they kidnapped you, they studied you. So don't go to them and tell them that you're this, you're that, and all of that stuff. Just don't lie, because they already know. Don't say to them also, try to be cocky, please release me. If you let me go, my uncle in Port Harcourt has a lot of money and we can get money from him to give to you. Don't say anything. Just maintain.
What if it lingers and then perhaps they're not getting the ransom they demand, and then they're threatening to kill you? What do you do in that situation?
The longer they hold you, the better it is. The better the chances are that you are going to be alive. Because it's money. Maybe they're out there raising funds. Maybe they don't have the money they'll give you. However, if you notice that they stop feeding you, if you notice that you stop being fed, no one is looking at you in your face, no one is talking to you anymore, people are avoiding you, it means they plan to kill you and they don't want to get close to you. So if they stop feeding you, they stop talking to you, they stop associating with you, they're not even visiting you anymore, you're just locked in a room, it is an indication that something is going on, they plan to kill you.
Maybe maintain that distance to, keep it professional. So
exactly. They don't want to get too close to you because they know they're going to have to kill you at some point.
So what should the victim's family do when their maybe friends or families are kidnapped? Because we see them running helter-skelter, giving information to who they think will help them. But unfortunately, sometimes they give the information back to someone that is in the same camp with these guys. How do we begin to relate all of this?
That's why very good questions that you're all asking. That's why I say you either go to the police, the SSS, the military, go to somebody, because you can't do it on your own. At least they have some people who are trained and have done it and dealt with it, and they will tell you what to do. But there are many people who run around and begging, and you want money, so you drop on your knees, you tell everybody your sad story, I need to get 2 million, how can you help me? And so the word keep going around, and it goes right back to the kidnappers. And then, just like one of you just said, when you go and deliver the money, they kidnap that person who's making the drop, who's delivering the money, because of certain things that were said when they were negotiating your release, or certain things that were said when you were around trying to get money. Go to the professionals, go to the police, SSS, military. They have professionals and experts who are going to guide you. And I know what people say when I say it all the time. We don't trust them because they work for these guys too. Take your chance. It's a 50-50 chance.
All right.
Doctor, as always, we hope people will learn some cool lessons from what we're talking about this morning, especially due to these situations that we find ourselves in.
I hope they do.
As always, we say thank you very much for coming on the program this morning.
You're looking beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you do too.
So do you.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
not going to let you out.
I like the pants. They look good on you.
All right, that was Dr. Lionel Rawlins, Assistant Vice President, Security and Safety, American University of Nigeria, AUN. He spoke on the kidnap that is happening around the country and how to stay safe even in captivity. After the break, there is discussion on the 2019 Honor Physician Week with officials of the Nigerian Medical Association at the Master Chapter. Will come on board. Don't go nowhere.
I need the police that can respond to emergencies first.
I want the equipment I need to do my job.
I want a police that won't harass or arrest me for no just reason.
I want to be valued for my work, not feared by honest people.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
If it happens with good laws,
Proper funding.
Training.
And cooperation.
if it happens,
If it happens.
If it happens.
Ina son dan sanda da a shirye yake ya ba da taimakonsa a duk lokacin da aka buƙace shi.
Ina buƙatar kayan aiki domin in gudanar da aiki na yadda ya kamata.
Ina son ɗan sandan da ba zai ci zarafina ba ko ya kama ni ba tare da wani dalili ba.
Ina so a ɗauke ni da mahimmanci akan aikina ta yanda mutane masu gaskiya ba za su dinga tsoro na ba.
Ina son ɗan sandan da ba zai tambaye ni na gora ba.
ina son albashi mai kyau kuma a biya ni akan lokaci.
Shin hakan zai iya yiwuwa? Da ingantaccen dokoki.
Ingantacciyar hanyar samar da kuɗaɗen gudanarwa. Horaswa?
Da kuma haɗin kan al'umma.
Yana iya yiwuwa.
Yana iya yiwuwa.
Yana iya yi.